Have you ever felt your muscles getting weaker, almost disappearing, even though you're eating enough protein and trying to stay active? What if I told you that most of what we've been told about the perfect muscle-building foods is actually holding you back, silently sabotaging your strength as you age? It's not just about getting older. Your body faces something far trickier, a quiet resistance that makes building and maintaining muscle feel nearly impossible after 50, 60, or even 70. But here's the good news. You don't need fancy powders, exotic superfoods, or expensive supplements to fight back. There are everyday affordable foods sitting right in your grocery store that, if used correctly, can help rebuild your muscles, restore strength, and protect your independence well into your golden years. By the end of this video, I promise you'll know exactly which 7 powerhouse foods can transform your muscles and how to use them in a way that actually works for seniors. And as we dive in, keep this in mind: building muscle isn't just about protein, it's about giving your body the right combination of nutrients at the right times so it can finally start responding the way it used to. So let's start with the very first one, and you might be surprised how something so simple can pack such a powerful punch. Let's start with something deceptively simple: Greek yogurt. Many seniors think they're eating enough protein, but despite that, muscles still feel weak, fatigue sets in faster, and recovery seems slower than it used to. This is the reality of anabolic resistance. Your muscles literally stop responding as efficiently to the same protein you relied on in your 30s. Here's the science behind it. Greek yogurt isn't just protein. It contains 2 types whey, which floods your bloodstream with amino acids within 30-60 minutes. Think of it as the sprinter igniting the fire, and casein, the marathon runner, slowly releasing amino acids over several hours, keeping that fire burning steadily. And let's not forget leucine, the amino acid switch that tells your muscles. Build Now research shows seniors need about 2.5 to 3.5 grams of leucine per meal to flip that switch effectively, and 1 cup of Greek yogurt nearly hits that target. I want to share a quick story. Robert, 72, had been struggling to regain strength after a minor fall. He started including a cup of Greek yogurt every morning right after his light walk. Within weeks, he noticed his energy improved. His arms felt stronger during daily tasks, and he even started gardening without feeling sore the next day. So how do you get the most from it? Stick to plain Greek yogurt, around 1 cup per serving, and pair it with a sprinkle of flaxseed or chia for extra omega-3 and fiber. Eat it after any physical activity, even a brief stroll around the block, because your muscles are primed to absorb protein in the post-movement window. Here's a common mistake. Many seniors assume flavored yogurts or protein bars deliver the same benefits. They often contain added sugars, low-quality protein, and lack the probiotic boost. That means your muscles aren't getting the fuel they truly need, and inflammation can quietly rise, sabotaging your gains. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The probiotics in Greek yogurt don't just help your gut. They optimize nutrient absorption, reduce low-grade inflammation, and help your muscles respond better to every meal. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's another factor even more powerful and often overlooked. Now let's talk about a little fish that packs a massive punch: canned sardines. Many seniors focus on chicken, beef, or even protein powders, thinking they've got their muscle needs covered. Yet strength still fades, joints ache, and recovery drags on. The problem: muscle cells in older adults are less sensitive to protein alone, and inflammation quietly sabotages every attempt to rebuild. Here's where sardines come in. Just 1 small can, costing around $2, delivers 20 to 25 grams of complete protein and a concentrated dose of omega-3 fatty acids, EPA, and DHA. These aren't just heart and brain fats. Studies show they make muscle cells far more responsive to protein, turning up the volume on muscle building, even in people facing anabolic resistance. Plus, omega-3s reduce chronic inflammation that often blocks muscle repair. Consider Linda, 68, who had struggled with daily fatigue and weakness. When she added sardines to her meals 3 times a week, she noticed not just stronger arms for lifting groceries, but also steadier balance while climbing stairs. The vitamin D naturally present in sardines further boosted her muscle function, while the soft, edible bones provided calcium essential for both bones and muscle contraction. And let's not forget CoQ10, the spark plug for energy production inside muscle cells, which tends to decline with age. For practical applications, stick to plain canned sardines packed in water or olive oil. Combine them with cooked vegetables or a small serving of quinoa for a full nutrient boost. Start with a can or two per week and adjust to taste. These small, consistent additions can transform your muscle responsiveness, energy, and stability. A frequent mistake: many people avoid sardines because of taste or past experiences, missing out on one of the most affordable, nutrient-dense proteins available. Flavored versions with heavy sauces or high salt can reduce the benefits, so choose carefully. And here's the kicker: while protein and omega-3s work wonders, there's an additional mechanism, something inside these tiny fish, that further amplifies muscle growth and resilience, often ignored by most diets. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's another factor even more powerful and often overlooked. Now, moving on to a humble pantry hero that often gets overlooked: lentils. Even with protein from yogurt or sardines, many seniors struggle with muscle recovery and energy, especially after daily activities like walking or light chores. The issue isn't just quantity, it's how efficiently your muscles can use that protein. And here's where lentils shine. Scientifically, 1 cup of cooked lentils delivers 16 to 20 grams of plant-based protein, along with a powerhouse of nutrients like folate, iron, and magnesium. While lentil protein alone is lower in methionine, your body can combine amino acids across meals to create complete proteins. Beyond protein, lentils are rich in resistant starch, a type of fiber that improves insulin sensitivity, helping muscles absorb amino acids more effectively, a key factor as we age and insulin response naturally declines. Let me tell you about Thomas, 70, who had started to notice leg weakness and slower recovery after gardening. When he incorporated lentil soups into his lunch 3 times a week, combined with a small serving of quinoa, he experienced steadier energy, reduced afternoon fatigue, and gradually improved strength in his legs. It wasn't magic, it was giving his muscles the nutrients they actually needed in the right combination. For practical use, cook lentils until tender. Red lentils are especially quick, taking about 15 minutes, and combine with vegetables, herbs, or grains like quinoa for a complete, satisfying meal. Batch cooking and storing in the fridge makes this a super convenient addition to your weekly plan. A common mistake is underestimating plant-based proteins or avoiding legumes because of old myths about incomplete amino acids. Missing out on lentils means losing access to their unique benefits: insulin regulation, fiber, and minerals that are all critical for muscle health and recovery. And here's a key insight: while protein content matters, it's the synergy of nutrients and insulin sensitivity that really unlocks muscle growth in older adults, something most people completely overlook. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's another factor even more powerful and often ignored. Next up is a slow-burning protein powerhouse that many seniors underestimate: cottage cheese. Even after adding yogurt and lentils, some people notice their muscles still feel drained by evening, or recovery during sleep feels incomplete. This isn't a lack of effort, it's about providing a steady, prolonged supply of amino acids that your muscles can use overnight when repair and growth naturally happen. Here's the science: cottage cheese is rich in casein, a slow-digesting protein that keeps amino acids circulating in your blood for hours. Think of it like having a construction crew working through the night while you rest. Plus, it's packed with glutamine, the most abundant amino acid in muscle tissue, which often depletes with age, stress, or illness. Glutamine not only helps maintain muscle mass, but also supports immune function, a critical factor for seniors staying active. On top of that, selenium in cottage cheese acts as an antioxidant and supports thyroid function, keeping your metabolism running efficiently. Let's take Margaret, 75, as an example. She often skipped dinner or ate light meals, worried about her appetite. By adding a small serving of cottage cheese before bed, she noticed her muscles felt less fatigued in the morning, her grip strength improved, and her recovery from light exercise was faster. It was a simple change, but it made a remarkable difference. For practical tips, aim for 1 cup of low-sodium plain cottage cheese before sleep. Pair it with fresh fruit or a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds for extra minerals and healthy fats. Avoid flavored versions loaded with sugar, which can spike insulin and counteract the slow-release protein benefits. A common mistake is thinking protein only matters during the day. Missing the overnight window can slow recovery and muscle maintenance, especially for seniors who eat smaller meals or skip dinner. Cottage cheese ensures your muscles have a constant supply of building blocks while you sleep, optimizing natural repair cycles. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's another factor even more powerful and often overlooked. Now let's move to a small but mighty powerhouse that often hides in plain sight: pumpkin seeds. Even with slow-digesting proteins like cottage cheese, many seniors still experience muscle cramps, poor circulation, or reduced endurance during daily activities. The culprit isn't lack of effort, it's often minerals and nutrients that muscles need for contraction, repair, and blood flow. Here's why pumpkin seeds are so potent. Just 1 ounce delivers 8 to 10 grams of protein, a hefty dose of zinc, which is essential for protein synthesis and testosterone production, and magnesium, critical for muscle contraction and relaxation. They're also rich in arginine, which your body converts to nitric oxide, improving circulation and nutrient delivery to muscles. Add in plant-based omega-3s, ALA, and antioxidants like vitamin E, and you've got a natural formula that helps muscles recover, reduces inflammation, and protects cells from oxidative stress. Consider Ellen, 69, who suffered from nighttime leg cramps and slow recovery after her morning walks. By incorporating a small handful of pumpkin seeds into her breakfast yogurt or sprinkled on salads, she noticed reduced cramping, better endurance, and faster recovery. It's incredible how such a tiny addition can have such a profound effect on strength and comfort. For practical application, aim for 1 ounce, about a small handful, daily, roasted or raw, sprinkled on yogurt, oatmeal, salads, or even eaten straight as a snack. Avoid heavily salted or flavored versions that can counteract mineral balance and hydration. A common mistake is ignoring plant-based sources of zinc and magnesium. Many seniors rely solely on meat or supplements, missing out on the synergistic benefits pumpkin seeds provide for circulation, recovery, and hormone support. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's another factor even more powerful and often overlooked. Next, let's talk about a grain, or more accurately, a seed, that might surprise you with its muscle-building power: quinoa. Even after adding proteins from yogurt, sardines, lentils, and pumpkin seeds, some seniors still struggle with energy crashes or muscles not fully absorbing amino acids. The missing piece: complex carbohydrates that work in tandem with protein to trigger insulin, shuttling amino acids directly into muscles where they're needed most. Quinoa is one of the few plant foods that provides complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids, including lysine, which is rare in many plant sources. 1 cup of cooked quinoa offers 7 to 9 grams of protein, plus manganese, iron, B vitamins, and fiber, all nutrients that support energy, metabolism, oxygen delivery to muscles, and overall performance. Additionally, quinoa contains exteroids, plant compounds that have been shown to have mild anabolic effects, helping maintain or even build muscle as we age. Take Robert, 68, who often felt tired after his afternoon walks and struggled to recover. Adding a cup of cooked quinoa to his lunch, combined with lentils or vegetables, gave his muscles both the protein and the insulin, triggering carbohydrates needed for better nutrient uptake. Within a few weeks, he noticed steadier energy, faster recovery, and improved muscle function in his legs and arms. For practical tips, cook quinoa in batches. 1 pound yields 6 to 7 cups cooked, and mix it into soup, salads, or serve as a side with vegetables and proteins. Its mild, slightly nutty flavor pairs well with almost anything, making it an easy, versatile addition to daily meals. Avoid flavored or pre-packaged varieties loaded with sodium or sugars, which can undermine the benefits. A common mistake is thinking quinoa is just another grain with low protein value. In reality, when combined with other proteins, it enhances muscle synthesis, stabilizes blood sugar, and supports overall energy, making it a true powerhouse for seniors. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's another factor even more powerful and often overlooked. Finally, let's uncover a tiny but mighty nutritional powerhouse: hemp seeds. Even with Greek yogurt, sardines, lentils, cottage cheese, pumpkin seeds, and quinoa in your diet, many seniors still struggle with inflammation, poor circulation, or sluggish muscle recovery. The problem isn't a lack of effort, it's that most protein sources don't provide the perfect balance of healthy fats, amino acids, and minerals that aging muscles desperately need. Hemp seeds deliver around 9 to 11 grams of complete protein in just 3 tablespoons, containing all 9 essential amino acids. But what truly sets them apart is their almost perfect omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, around 3:1 or 4:1, which helps control inflammation. They're rich in arginine, boosting nitric oxide production, improving blood flow to muscles, and aiding nutrient delivery and waste removal. On top of that, they provide GLA, gamma-linolenic acid, a rare omega-6 fatty acid that supports hormone balance and reduces age-related inflammation and minerals like phosphorus and magnesium, critical for energy production and muscle contraction. Hemp seeds also help support glutathione production, your body's master antioxidant, protecting muscles from oxidative stress that accelerates with age. Here's a story. Thomas, 72, struggled with weak leg muscles and slow recovery after gardening. By adding a simple sprinkle of hemp seeds to his morning oatmeal or yogurt, he noticed stronger muscles, faster recovery, and more energy throughout the day. He didn't need supplements or complicated routines, just a few tablespoons of this tiny seed. For practical use, aim for 3 tablespoons daily raw or lightly roasted, added to yogurt salads, oatmeal, or smoothies. No grinding required, and their mild, nutty flavor blends easily. Avoid pre-flavored or heavily processed versions that can add unnecessary sugar or salt. A common mistake is ignoring plant-based complete proteins because they seem small or less potent. Hemp seeds are compact, highly digestible, and packed with nutrients that work together synergistically, something many seniors overlook. But only knowing this isn't enough, because there's one last key principle to tie all 7 powerhouse foods together and truly maximize your muscle-building potential. To wrap things up, these 7 powerhouse foods, Greek yogurt, sardines, lentils, cottage cheese, pumpkin seeds, quinoa, and hemp seeds, aren't just protein sources. They provide the nutrients, minerals, and anti-inflammatory compounds. Your muscles need to stay strong, recover faster, and help maintain your independence as you age. Remember, it's never too late to start. Even small, consistent changes in your diet can have a profound impact on your strength, energy, and overall health. By rotating these foods into your daily meals, staying hydrated, and pairing them with gentle physical activity, you give your muscles and your body the tools to thrive well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Your health and independence are absolutely worth it. If you found this video helpful, make sure to save it for later, hit the like button, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss the latest medical insights and practical tips for kidney health and overall well-being. And don't forget to leave a comment sharing which of these foods you'll try first. We love hearing your stories and experiences. Thank you for spending this time investing in your health. Here's to stronger muscles, a healthier body, and more independence every single day. You deserve it.